What did you
Well,
learn from this terrible event
yeah, I mean,
as a prepper? As a
yeah,
prepper.
basically preparedness is key. I mean, it sounds kind of corny, but it really is true. Food, water, backup power, radios, all that really came into handy. All these supplies. I mean, I'm prepped for a year or longer. I mean, longer if we really need to stretch it out. Not just for my family, but multiple families and communities, if it's needed. But you really assess the moment as you're in the moment, and you kind of run your own intelligence campaigns of, hey, information. So that's my bottom line is information is key. Just like in a wartime scenario or in a war zone, you're kind of looking at on the ground. Number one, what's happening? What's the playing field? Uh, you're deducing risks. So it's kind of like chess. Is it better to flee? So, for example, on the main night, the power cut off first, then the fires start encroaching. Fires are approaching from multiple angles all around you, burning the whole island in multiple areas. You have to make a decision whether or not you flee or you stay, and you've got to figure that out because each option presents risks. So it's really a risk management situation. And as I was looking at it the last few days, is now we have thousands of people evacuating to the airports, et cetera. And I think that is hopefully getting easier on the ground. Society breaks down very quickly. So you go a couple more days and you're going to have riots, honestly. You're going to have people start to panic. There is no gas on the west side of Maui, as far as I know. There is no power. There is no communication. People are on the sides of roads. I was watching videos earlier today, and they're still misinformed. So the government could do a lot better job. Like, for example, why aren't there authorities caravanning people to safety and letting them know that there's exit points and rallying points? Zero communication at all, even to this very second that I'm speaking. So the preparation definitely came into handy because I've mapped this out in some of these wartime scenarios, which this is a civilian situation, but we were basically able to operate like we're in Iraq, avoiding IEDs and trying to figure out what comes next. Also, too, we were quick to action on all the preparatory things that would be needed to be done, filling up bathtubs, filling up water, understanding that the water supply is going to be cut off. And they're now saying only drink bottled water. Because, again, everything's dependent on electric. How about those Teslas? How'd you like to own those electric cars, which I keep bitching about? They don't work, dude. Okay, my gasoline guzzler Jeep was the only thing to drive the Ohana to safety. So, again, proving the point that all these lies and BS that were sold, when it came down to it, when the grid fails, it comes down to the basics. And so I think from a preparatory mindset, you really want to just think common sense. You want to think how to protect your family in the crisis, and then risk management down the line as you're, building yourself out to safety. But again, this is a huge tragedy donut. It's catastrophic on so many levels. I am very hopeful, and I see that there's going to be, and there already is, a great effort of support, family and friends, and a rebuilding process that's going to take place. But yeah, this is it's going to change things permanently now, whether people like it or not. And it's, again, convenient. The conspiracy theorist of me will come out. How is it that this entire piece of real estate has been cleared? Like, there's barely nothing left outside of a banyan tree, which was given as a gift to the Hawaiian Kingdom, I think in the 1800s, a Catholic church, and like another building or two. Everything is leveled. So the people that live there are now basically faced with no options. And it's just super convenient that corporate America gets to roll in with their billions of dollars in Biden aid and government grants and 0% interest rate loans. And now they're just going to take over the whole place. So again, I stress it's important that private enterprises like the Island Project and the community has a say and a voice in this process moving forward. Because we were barely out of the crisis point and they're already telling us they're rebuilding. Like, literally, fires are still raging And I'm hearing once we got out to cellular tower that they're already working on the rebuilding effort. Like, did you guys already draft development plans before the whole town burnt down? Like, that'll be a topic of discussion I'm sure I'll talk about in the coming days, weeks, and months. But this is a multi-decade now rebuilding process, and it's sad to see. Thankfully, I couldn't have done this, but God willing, Island Project's in a position of strength. I do believe God put us here for a reason to help with relief efforts, charity, food, water, energy, anything that is needed. And I just encourage people around the world tuning into your platform, Donut. You've got 100,000 plus, millions of people around the world tuning in from all over, whether or not it's YouTube, Facebook. I know you're huge on Rumble now, Twitter, etc.
Right.
The community really does need the support. So, especially if you're local, but if you're tuning in from around the world or here in the United States of America or anywhere for that matter, people actually really do legitimately need help. And so that your effort and relief effort does make a difference. And it makes a difference now down to the second.